Hello, my name is Cynthia Larson of RealityShifters.com, and today I'm here to talk about discovering the world of yes. The poet E. Cummings once said that yes is a world, and in that world of yes live skillfully curled all worlds, which is a fabulous opening for this whole subject because it gives us the concept that when you say yes, a whole series of situations, possibilities, and opportunities opens up. And I've experienced this myself when I was quite young. I was a teenage girl when the doorbell rang one day, and it was one of our neighbors that we'd never met, and she had come over to ask my mother if my mother had teenage daughters. And I overheard this conversation and thought it seemed a bit strange, but before I had any chance of feeling like it was really weird, I got to see this wonderful woman that showed up, and her name is Joan. And she was just so beautiful, so sparkling, so full of positivity that I wanted to meet her daughter. And it turns out that after going over to meet her daughter that day, that's one of my nearest and dearest friends, which has been a close friendship for all these years of my life. So this is just one example of how one thing can be very small at the time. We can say yes when we could have said no or maybe not, and have tremendous opportunities opening up. Another way of looking at this is the idea of optimism compared to pessimism. And I just read a fabulous book this month. It's by a fantastic author named Martin Seligman, and it's called Learned Optimism. This is a book that contains some of the biggest ideas that I've seen in print in any book, certainly for the last several decades. I consider it to be a landmark work representing a great deal of a body of work in the field of psychology and happiness and optimism. And so it's far too much to go into right now, but suffice it to say that to read this book is to gain some tools for dealing with situations that might leave you feeling hopeless or might have you with a sense of depression, frustration. And there are a series of quizzes and studies in the book that help you determine just how optimistic you are on different levels of optimism, because there's much more to it than meets the eye. And rather than being too confusing, it's actually quite fascinating, liberating, and freeing. So I highly recommend this book to gain some skills in learning what to do when you talk to yourself when things start going wrong. And it's not just a matter of affirmations or things like that. It has to do more with learning to open your mind up to a possibility of optimism and hopefulness, which has long-term good effects for your health, for your well-being, for your financial prosperity, and it even has a lot to do with how people succeed in elections. So check that out, and definitely visit the website RealityShifters.com. Feel free to look into the stories that people share from around the world of amazing synchronicities, remarkable events, and situations where reality shifts when consciousness changes the physical world. Thanks so much, and hope you have a wonderful month.